EA Sports. It's in the game.
Somebody pop all day, hold up. Somebody on their way, hold up. I would've grown all day, hold up. Somebody can't relate,
Black
hold up.
Panther.
Stay down with no faking. Go up, top down, I'm in racing. Go up, while I'm in dangerous. Go up, my crowd in rotation, yeah. Are you on 10 yet? Are you on 10 yet? Wait, are you on 10 yet? Are you on 10 yet? I live on 10. Wait, are you on 10 yet? Are you on 10 yet? Hold up, the place 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 up.
Down. Go to the down. I see cars jogging down. Jogging down. Got Benjamin Franklin on my T-Bano. Count it up, count it up, count it. Count it up, count it up, count it up, count it. Count it up, count it up, count it up, count it. Count it up, count it up, count it up, count it. I know that it's difficult. I'm stacking this paper, it's sort of habitual. I put a residual and in your like it's part of my ritual, part of the visual. But money you give me it's typical. I wanted it physical. $1 million I count up in intervals. Without it I'm miserable. Don't wanna fall off. Count it up, count it up, count it up, count it, count it up.
Time to work on putting the ball through the hoop.
Count it, count it up, count it up, count it up, count it.
Now that's how you take it to the rack.
Count it up, count it, count it up, count it up.
Let's take a look at your jump shot now. Start by holding square and then release it when the shot meter reaches the top.
It's difficult. I'm stacking this paper, it's sort of habitual. I put a residual and in your like it's part of my ritual. Part of the
Create as much space as you can between you and your defender. The more open you are, the easier your shot will be. Use right stick to show off your ball handling skills. The direction you move the stick determines the type of dribble moves you'll do. Try a couple of crossovers, then finish with a layup or dunk.
Count it up, count it up, count it. Can't take it when you die, but you can't live without it. Count it up, count it up, count it up.
Keep working on that handle, and soon you'll be breaking ankles all over the court.
Count it up, count it. Can't take it when you die.
Okay, let's work on some defense.
I fell in love with big wheels and quick thrills. My running tip drills, can't sit still. Don't give up if it kills.
Holding R2 while dribbling will give you a greater arsenal of dribble moves to choose from.
And quick thrills, my running tip drills, can't sit still. Don't give up if it kills. It mix well.
They reach, you teach, no doubt. Throwing the ball around your defender's back will send a message to everyone on the court. While running at a defender, do a hezzy move. Quickly follow by rotating right stick towards the top. It's important to chain these moves together quickly to be successful.
I flip my misfortune and grow me a fortune. My rollie is scorching.
I do not envy your defenders. Nice handles.
She don't need a from all of the money we counting.
If you want to get the crowd on his feet, throwing the ball between your defender's legs will get the job done.
Count it up, count it up, count it up, count it. But you can't live without it. Count it up.
Now that's what we call having the ball on a string.
Count it up, count it up, count it up, count it, count it up, count it up, count it up, count it.
One of the fanciest moves you can pull off is the around the back nutmeg. While running at a defender, use right stick to quickly pull off a between the legs crossover, followed by the behind the back move. Remember, chain the moves together quickly to be successful. With handles like that, I don't know who can stop.
Flew in the air, we put that work on commercial. We flew in the lab. I hit the bar and the weights, then I'm doing the stairs.
If there's an open lane for a layup, or your defender's playing you tightly, flick right stick towards the rim to make an inside cut.
Rock a rugby like cool, but put two in your hand. If you ain't qualified,
focus on making a clean cut to the rim. Come on, you got this. If there's an open lane for a layup, or your defender is playing you tightly, flick right stick towards the rim to make an inside cut.
I'm in the mansion upstate, out back with the D's.
Your job is to get open. Your teammates will find you. If defenders are packing the paint, make a quick cut to the outside by flicking right stick away from the rim to get open.
Wake up, the neighbors coming through bright and early.
The best players know how to move without the ball. Nice word.
Mechanics of the game. Bandits trail foreigns in the lane.
Against tight defense, you can get some separation by flicking right stick away from the defender and making a cut.
That reaction ourselves having spending money that's unaccounted for. If you scared to party with gangsters, what you around us for? We do what we want, man. We get around low.
That's not gonna cut it during an actual game. Let's give it another try. Against tight defense, you can get some separation by flicking right stick away from the defender and making a cut.
We about to clear bank.
Everybody back up. Man down. Back up. Don't play with me.
Be creative with your off-ball moves to keep the defender on their toes. Play good off-ball defense by using left stick to impede the offensive player's progress. When they try to get past you, quickly hold left stick in the direction of the arrow to close out.
Double R, you don't know about us. D-block, Ask Swiss, he'll tell you we keep it click louder.
Like white on rice on a paper plate and a glass of milk in a snowstorm. You may be able to get away with holding an offensive player if you flick down on right stick immediately at the start of their move. Doing this too late, though, will raise your chances of getting called for a foul and give them an opportunity to get open.
Finna push it to the ledge. Yeah, my meds. Ain't got no love for the feds. Can that thing go to your head?
The goal here is to leave your opponent with no room to get a good shot off. Let's try it. You may be able to get away with holding an offensive player if you flick down on right stick immediately at the start of their move. Doing this too late, though, will
they do what they don't. Swear to God that they would, but they won't. Spitting riddles in the middle of a pastime. Me and my mom feeling the violence.
Mastering these techniques will make it hard for any player to score on you.
All you haters been about it. You in the club throwing dollars, but I'm saving.
Max out. Max out. Seal up. Wait up.
I've been going and going like the Energizer. Yeah, I'm supplying no like Elijah. In the cut, no, might run a compartment Elijah. They say life is a and if that is the case, then I'm finna surprise. I know I am not an advisor, but I do advise you to pay attention. Never need to mention I'm the heads. Finna push it to the ledge. Yeah, my meds. Ain't got no love for the feds. Can that thing go to your head? Me watch where you tread. I'm finna kill it instead. I'm finna, well, I can never done it.
Good evening from Philadelphia and the city of brotherly love. I'm Ed Cohen with the former Chicago Bulls guard Jay Williams. And here on South Broad Street, Jay, the spectrum used to reverberate. You can say the same now for Wells Fargo Center.
And you know what, Ed? All you need is a little bit of patience and a couple of top NBA draft picks, and you find guys like Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid that will forever change the face of your franchise.
These days, it feels like 1983 in South Philly. The Charlotte Hornets control the town. Al Horford able to recover with the block. Now a pass stolen by the Sixers. To Simmons. Stuffs it down with authority.
It's easy to become mesmerized when you watch a player who can create off the dribble. We call that dancing. When you allow a player to dance with that much space, that's a problem city.
Rozier into the front court. Down 2. Knocked loose. That's out of bounds. Last touch by a Sixer. It'll stay with Charlotte. Knocked loose. Taken by the Sixers.
Now push it. Let's attack in transition so we can build this lead.
It's no good. Shot's not going down. The follow won't go either.
And physicality is your friend. Don't let these guys get any easy ones down low. Make them look at the refs, wondering where the foul was every time.
Simmons. Oh, Ben Simmons. 2 for 3 now here in the first.
I love the pure confidence on that jumper. He takes that 3 despite the defender being right in front of his face. That's borderline disrespectful.
Across the timeline, it's Rozier. 5-point game. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
There you go. Finally. Shoot your shot.
Sixers control it. Simmons to Tobias Harris. Beyond the arc for 3. Misfire. And a putback slam.
Woo, that's nasty right there.
Rozier with it. Down 5. Al Horford snatching it out of the air.
Just incredible timing on that swat.
Batum. Shot clock violation. Simmons. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Offensive rebound. Gets it in the left corner. Richardson to Tobias Harris. Five on the shot clock. Here's a chance from long range. Can't connect. It's no good. Stuffs it down with authority. Feed the big fella. Point to the passer.
So good when you get everybody involved, in particular your bigs. You get them going, they'll run the court faster, and guess what? They'll set harder screens because they're actually in the game.
Sixers have it. To Tobias Harris. Richardson. For 3. His first quarter struggles from deep continue. It's no good.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
To Embiid. The Sixers with 4 to shoot. For 3, offensive board to Tobias Harris. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Ben Simmons trying to cash in on a three-point play. 56% for his career. Simmons converts the three-point play. The Sixers increase the lead. Rozier into the front court. Trailing by 10. Knocked loose. Taken by the Sixers. From long range, at long last, he couldn't buy a 3 to start this game, but he finally gets one to go down.
And you see, Ed, when he shot that one, he wasn't hoping for the ball to go in. He knew the ball was going in. That was the difference.
To Miles Bridges. Sixers have it. Richardson. They go down low to Simmons. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
People become so fixated on the hands or the arms or the strengths of the arms. I look at the legs. The strength of his legs help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
Ben Simmons at the line for a chance at a three-point play. He's perfect from the line so far. Free throw's good as they continue to widen their lead.
Let's go, boy, catch me out.
Everybody pick up. Dia.
Oh, great pass, setting up the basket.
And sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
Sixers have the basketball. Embiid to Tobias Harris. Joel Embiid. His first effort off the mark. Slams it home on the putback.
As a rookie last year, Ben Simmons averaged 16 points a game and posted 12 triple-doubles, the second most by any rookie in NBA history. Or was last year really his rookie year? We can debate that one later.
Right time, right player.
Can't teach height.
And one. Embiid, good through the contact. And going to the line for a chance at a three-point play.
That was such a great job by the offensive player. Knowing that you're probably going to take some lumps here and there, but still remaining aggressive throughout the shot and getting a crack at the extra point.
Joel Embiid trying to cash in on the three-point play. For his career, 77% at the line. Embiid's free throw good. A three-point play. The Sixers extend the lead. Taken by the Sixers.
Why not? Let's keep the crowd in it.
Sets him up. That's rebounded by the Hornets.
1 minute left in the first quarter.
Tobias Harris with the block. Couldn't keep it in. Out off Tobias Harris. That ball's out of bounds off the Hornets. Philadelphia with the basketball. Simmons to Richardson. Simmons to Embiid. Joel Embiid looking good. 4 for 5.
Whew, I don't think anyone saw this one coming, but it looks like they're trying to send a message. Look into their eyes. They're laser focused. They're playing as if this game is tied.
Joel Embiid pins it.
This game is all about playing mind tricks on people. The offense is more worried about getting their shot blocked than they are about actually making the shot.
Josh Richardson. It's good. Count the basket and the foul.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
Josh Richardson at the line for a chance at a three-point play. For his career, 78% at the line. Free throws up and good. Three-point play. They continue to pour it on early. Hornets at the controls of this one. can't connect.
And that's how you make a difference. Every shot that the offense takes, make sure that it has a 10 as far as degree of difficulty.
Screen, I got your help.
Quarter 3 at the buzzer. That's it for the first quarter. And the 76ers have to be feeling good. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the second quarter. It's in the hands of Philadelphia. Simmons. Count the basket. 2 more points in the paint.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
Across the timeline, it's Rozier. Down a bundle. Ben Simmons. Huge block. Couple of cracks at the line now.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
Miles Bridges at the line. And he connects on the first free throw. Able to convert on both free throws. Simmons with it. His guys hold a commanding lead. Going to launch beyond the arc. That out of his range and no good. Lets it fly from long range. He was all over him. Rozier with it. His guys down big. And he's fouled. Earns a trip to the foul line, Jay.
Smart play to rip through the extended arm of the defender. That will get you to the free throw line every time.
First one goes down. And gets both to drop at the line.
Hey, double screen.
5 on the shot clock for Philadelphia. Nice pass to get things going.
Great job using that shoulder to create contact with the defender without hesitation.
Rozier into the front court. Looking to make something happen. Throws it down. He climbed the ladder on that one.
Well, the question is, how big is the ladder? He's still climbing.
The Sixers with 4 to shoot. Finish. Inside the paint on that one.
And see, this is simple. This is where the PG pulls the bigs over to the side and says, we can't allow that to happen. You need to be an enforcer down low.
Now the Hornets take the timeout as they'll take a moment to go over things here in the second quarter.
Presentation in his or her honor. Nominations can be submitted on our team website.
Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. Joel Embiid with a piece.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
Great defense there, forcing the pickup to Tobias Harris. Embiid. To Simmons. Fires the three. That's not his range. It's no good. Embiid. Miles Bridges slams it down.
An easy two. Get back on defense.
In the front court comes Simmons. His guys holding the big lead. Joel Embiid. He's now 5 for 6.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
Here comes the screen. To Rozier. Down to 5. Down to 4 to shoot. Trying to cash in. Add 2 points to the board.
Might have had an extra dribble or 2 there, but he got the shot he wanted.
To Embiid. Count the basket at the rim.
Some players are just built to absorb the contact. He pretty much dusted that defender off like that was a bug at the park.
Hornets right now in possession.
2 minutes left in the second quarter.
Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Free throw's good to cap off the three-point play as they draw a tiny bit closer. Embiid to Tobias Harris. To Nick Batum. Knocked loose. Sixers have it.
Keep your foot on the gas, but don't get too reckless.
Hornets have the basketball. Knocked loose. Taken by the Sixers.
Come on, let's dig in. Let's really build this lead.
Oh, knocks it down from 3.
And Ed, when you have 7-footers roaming the perimeter who shoot over 40% from the three-point line, why take 2s?
All 5 can shoot it at any given time.
We're accepting non-perishable clothes. All this in our community. Our thanks go to those.
Some lineup changes now for both clubs.
Subbing in for the Philadelphia 76ers, number 42.
Knocked loose. Sixers have it. Simmons to Tobias Harris. Here comes the screen. Simmons to Tobias Harris. Fires the 3, cleans it up. Offensive board. Gets it at the top of the key. Beyond the arc for 3. They snuffed it out. Tobias Harris missed it.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, Get to the free throw line. See the ball go in the hole.
That's out of bounds. Last touch by a Sixer, so the possession stays with the Hornets. Knocked loose. Taken by the Sixers. Gets to the basket and scores.
Hand down, man down. You got to get up and contest the shot.
Charlotte with the basketball. Scores from the post.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
Here comes the screen. Deep three at the buzzer. A very one-sided first half of basketball as we are at halftime. Let's get you to our NBA Live studios in Orlando and hand it over to Jalen Rose for our EA Sports halftime report. Jalen.
Thanks, Ed. Let's get right into the action here. The 76ers certainly didn't have a problem putting up points in the opening half, and the offensive glass was their domain. They scored plenty of second-chance points, asserting themselves in the paint. These are the guys getting buckets for the Philadelphia 76ers. The Charlotte Hornets have got themselves in a bad situation that seems likely to only get worse. There isn't enough time to get into all of their problems, but I'll tell you this, they need to try to get better. These are the guys getting buckets for the Charlotte Hornets.
Game track. Defense.
The Philadelphia 76ers have been exhibiting some amazing defense in this matchup. Steals on the floor, blocks in the sky. They're dominating on defense all over the floor.
Player of the half.
Simmons was a pickpocket in the first half, getting all kinds of steals. I'm interested to see if he can keep it up in the second half.
Who was cold?
What can you say about a guy like this? Except that he fits the title of this segment. He was definitely cold in that first half. Here's our top plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
All right, back to the second half. I'll see you after the game.
Simmons with it. He'll run the offense to Horford.
I said.
Here comes the screen.
Right. Ice though.
Richardson to Embiid. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
And there's nothing more mentally intimidating for your opponent than when your own teammates are unselfish and make sure that you get the ball because they want you to drop 70 on them, maybe like Devin Booker did last year.
Charlotte basketball. Sixers with the rebound. Chance here for the process. Deep two there, won't go.
The contest was good, but you being a nuisance was great. Continue to be that gnat that no matter how many times you swing at it, it never goes away.
Embiid lets it fly from beyond the arc. Not done yet. Embiid to Simmons. Has a chance. Simmons with a shot. No good.
Defense, let's go.
Knocked loose. Keeps the ball in bounds. That's what you want to see. Tobias Harris swats it. Couldn't keep it in. Out off Tobias Harris. And he's going to the free throw line.
Just because a team's winning doesn't mean the refs are going to put away the whistle. Play right all the way through.
Misses the first. Second one goes. It's a 1-of-2 trip.
Oh, yeah, we're coming right back to you. I got ball. That's me. Got him. I got him. Here we go.
Here comes the screen.
Screen right there, big screen.
Harris to Richardson.
You got the screen right.
Simmons to Horford. Has a look. Horford, shot no good. Batum to Rozier. From the painted area, won't go down. Horford.
Hands up.
Tough shot. Well defended. Across the timeline, it's Rozier. Down a bundle.
Oh, he sent that one to the third row.
He was locked in. That was impressive. Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down.
I know this for a fact, Ed. Ben Simmons wanted to channel his inner Bill Russell during the NBA awards as he stood up on that stage accepting that Rookie of the Year trophy, looking down at all the people that hated on him and didn't think that after a year of being injured that he can come back and be the one that everybody thought he could be. One of only 7 players in NBA history to lead his team to 50-plus wins while accepting the Rookie of the Year trophy.
Free throw good, so they get the three-point play, but it's not much more than a drop in the bucket with the score right where it is. Simmons to Tobias Harris. Throws it up. Embiid. Here's a chance from long range. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
Yeah, and what we're seeing is a brilliant offensive display. You have ball movement, player movement, and great shooting to top it off. You get those 3 things going, you're going to be a dynamic offensive unit.
Rozier with it. His guys down big. Won't go. To Rozier. Knocked loose. Sixers have it. Simmons to Tobias Harris. Richardson tosses, and a pass taken away by Charlotte. Ben Simmons sends it away. That's his 3rd block this evening.
Here's one of the biggest secrets as we move into this new age of basketball, especially in the draft room. You have to draft players with size and length. That's the biggest deterrent for any team offensively.
Hornets at the controls of this one. Taken by the Sixers. Embiid knocks it down.
This is a game of ways. As a defense, you have to recognize that they come and they go. That will not be the case all the time moving forward.
Now a timeout from the Hornets coach, as their coach wants to get a word in with his guys here in this 3rd quarter. coach is going to shift gears and adjust his matchups.
Number 14, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. And number 41.
Rozier, shot no good. To Simmons. Harris. Stuffs it down with authority.
This is why I go back into player mode. If a dude starts to try to have 40 points on me, I'm going to foul out. I'm going to start hitting him in places he's not used to being hit. I'm trying to do anything to throw him off his game.
Rozier into the front court. Looking to make something happen. And scores on the step back. Unguardable, Jay.
Oh, he buckled his knees so bad, it didn't matter if he scored or not. That's a win for the internet.
Simmons.
Here we go. Here we go.
To Tobias Harris. Stuffs it down with authority.
I know there's that old saying that says one man can't beat five, but we're watching one man carry 4 other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
Hey, switch. I got him.
Now a steal by Philly. To Embiid. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
Joel Embiid trying to cash in on a three-point play. Hasn't missed yet. Embiid's free throw good. A three-point play. The Sixers extend the lead. Hornets right now in possession. Sixers have it. Simmons. Not a good shot there as he misses it. To Batum. Knocked loose. Taken by the Sixers. Joel Embiid. No good. Sixers have it. Deep three at the buzzer. That's the end of the third quarter, and a great start for the 76ers. Hornets with the first possessions here in the fourth quarter. They're looking up at a big margin. And that, Jay, shouldn't come as a surprise to many.
Well, for them to have a chance to win, I'm glad they brought their A game and their backnuts here to the arena, but that's not enough. They need their A-plus game, and they need to execute down the stretch. You need to throw everything in the bag at them in order to win this game.
Nothing going here on that drive. Looking for his man. A pass stolen by the Hornets.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in a playoff game, it will.
Rozier rocking the rim.
It's a new day in sports when you see little guards dunk the ball like they're big. That's called a 40-inch vertical.
And a rim rocker. Joel Embiid. Jay, that's been the story this evening.
I mean, another one? Another dunk? Another easy possession? I mean, how demoralizing can this be for the team? Why am I the only one yelling? I don't see anybody on the bench yelling. I don't see anybody on the court even angry right now.
Flushes it home.
I mean, defense, is it that easy? Can I see some reaction after somebody gets an easy dunk? Some yelling, some kind of emotion? I need you to get involved back in this ballgame.
Stuffs it down with authority.
This may sound cheesy, but sometimes you just need to sit back, get a tub of popcorn, and just enjoy the show, because that's what you're watching right now.
To Miles Bridges. Here comes the screen. Miles Bridges. A bad pass as the Sixers come up with the steal.
Maybe pace it right here. They got a big lead at home.
Embiid won't go. He needs some luck on his side given how they're defending.
And this is where you know you have the offense right where you want them. Every possession, all you see them doing is complaining to the ref, complaining to each other. You're making the game uncomfortable. That's the mark of a good defense.
To Embiid. Oh, nice find for the basket.
You know, it reminds me out of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
To Miles Bridges. To Rozier. The Hornets with 4 to shoot. Rozier. And knocks it down. And Jay, the system produces once again.
Man, you making people dance out there? I see you with the footwork.
Now a whistle and a timeout for Philadelphia as they'll talk things over here in this 4th quarter. Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor.
Subbing in for the Hornets, number 14, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist.
Simmons to Richardson. Simmons to Tobias Harris.
Double team.
He shoots. Oh, off the mark.
Knock that down, yo. Knock that down. Here we go.
And it's Harris who's able to clear the rebound.
And you knew this game had a chance to get out of hand pretty quickly because
Stuffs it down with authority.
I remember my high school coach said 1 man can't beat 5. Well, I'm telling you right now, he lied. I'm watching it happen in person.
Hornets have the basketball. Joel Embiid sends it away. Ooh, 5 now.
You know, sometimes basketball can become a very beautiful thing to watch. During the regular season, things can get difficult. Energy can be low. The passion at times can even be lower because players are tired. They're fatigued. But today, it's all been good. They're putting in an absolute show with killer efficiency and tremendous effort and intensity.
Cleared out by Embiid.
That's a mismatch. That's a mismatch.
He takes it right at them and scores. You have to fill in there.
You normally don't see that, but that's the type of thing that keeps shooters in the league for a long time. Every once in a while, they venture into the paint.
Across the timeline, it's Rozier. He'll run the offense. Sixers control it. And count the basket inside.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
gets a look. Can't hit. Takes it coast to coast, and the strong finish at the rim.
Ooh, shows like this separate the good players from the great ones. The good players, they have good first halves, and then they fade to black in the second. The great players, they just sustain that kind of dynamic energy throughout the entire ball game.
To Nick Batum.
Watch the cutter, man.
4-3. It's good. Coach wants to see more from his D.
It's easy to get lost in the chaos of the game down the stretch, but great awareness by the shooter to get those toes right behind the three-point line.
Simmons to Richardson.
I got double.
Stuffs it down with authority.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. Sixers have the basketball.
I got ball.
Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Ben Simmons at the line for a chance at a three-point play. He's perfect from the line so far. Simmons converts the three-point play. The Sixers increase the lead. Rozier with it. Down a bundle. Knocked loose. Taken by the Sixers.
Let's just let the clock run out. We got to get out of here. I got a dinner to go to.
And strokes it.
Well, the shooting has been spectacular, but one of the things that I've seen as the difference maker in this ball game is how they are catching the basketball. They're not establishing a pivot foot, which leaves the defense wondering which way you can drive, but when that shot is working like that, you got it any way you want.
Rozier into the front court. His guys down big. Sixers have it.
I tried to work the clock here, but you have to take care of the ball in this possession.
Embiid, good for 2.
That's lunch pail business right there. Don't worry about the no call. Keep powering through.
Charlotte with the basketball. Joel Embiid rejects it. Incredible. 6 tonight. Simmons into the front court. His guys holding the big lead. Deep 3 at the buzzer. The Sixers are victorious as they win this one in very convincing fashion. That'll wrap things up. For Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
Here we go with the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The 76ers dominated this game from beginning to end. They did it with blocks, and they did it with steals. More to the point, they did it with excellent defense. They committed to the grind and got rewarded as a result. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored. For the Philadelphia 76ers, the Hornets really lost big in this matchup, and you can tell it was tough on them. My advice for these guys is not to watch any TV tonight, because it's not going to help them forget about this game. Everyone is going to be talking about this one. The Charlotte Hornets relied on these guys for their scoring here today.
Game track. Defense.
The Philadelphia 76ers showed us how important defense can be in this league, especially when it leads to plenty of opportunities on the other end of the court.
Player of the game.
Joel Embiid could not have been better defensively. The way he blocked shots and stole the ball today is what makes for an all-NBA defensive first-team player.
Who was cold?
What can you say about a guy like this? Except that he fits the title of this segment. He was definitely cold in this game. These are the top plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
And that does it for our post-game wrap-up. On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose. Thanks for joining us.
Somebody pop a day. Hold up. Somebody on.